So good morning, class 7, class 8. Today we'll discuss a worksheet of chapter number 8, cell structure and function. So beta, already we have discussed when we were doing the chapter, the structure of animal and plant cell we had discussed and the components of the cell like cytoplasm, nucleus and cell membrane. These are the major three components of the cell or the parts of the cell that we discussed in the detail. And after that we discussed about the size and shape of a cell, unicellular, multicellular, all these things we have read in this chapter. So let's have a recap for these chapters. So question number 1 is for you, that is define suicide bags of cell. First of all, you have to tell what suicide bag stands for. Which part of the cell is known as a suicidal bags, powerhouse of a cell, organelles and vacuoles. So suicidal bags that are known as lysosomes. Lysosomes are known as suicide bags of a cell. Now, what is lysosome? Why the lysosomes are known as a powerhouse, suicidal bags? Because they destroy themselves to clean the cell. Okay, they destroy themselves. Suicide में भी क्या होता है? The person destroy themselves. So in the same way, lysosome are the cells which destroys themselves for the cleanliness of the cell. Next comes powerhouse of the cell, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria is known as a powerhouse of a cell. Why it is known as powerhouse of a cell? Can I have the answer? Because it releases energy in the form of ATP. It releases energy in the form of ATP. That's why it is known as powerhouse of a cell. Can you define organelles? What is organelle stands for? Different organelles, you have seen that they float on the cytoplasm. So the different organelles perform different functions. You may write down. Different organs are there to which the different functions has been given. And what is vacuole? Vacuoles are the empty spaces in the cell. Vacuoles are the empty spaces in the cell. Okay, next question number 2 is differentiate between a unicellular and multicellular organisms. And second option is, kindly raise your hands, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So give the difference between these two, unicellular, multicellular. Yes, Arthak Singh Rao.
Ma'am, unicellular are the organisms which have only one cell, and multicellular organisms are which that have many cells.
Okay, the organism which are made up of only one cell, that are known as unicellular, and all the functions are performed by a single cell only. And second is a multicellular, that the organism which have more than one cell. Number of cell, countless cells are there, that are known as multicellular. Okay. Harshit Tyagi, second difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And better for unicellular, wait for a second. You can give the examples also. Unicellular is amoeba, paramecium, bacteria. And multicellular are the human organisms, human beings. That are the multicellular organisms. Yes, continue for the second one.
Ma'am, we can also write insect.
Yes, all that are, yes, sure, you can write down. That are the multicellular organisms.
The cells having new cell membrane. This cell having nuclear material without nuclear membrane are termed prokaryotes.
Okay. And second is
All organisms other than bacteria and blue-green algae are called eukaryotes.
okay. So this is the difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryote cells. So children, you have to write down at least two differences between these two. Difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Next is you have to write down the functions of these cell membrane, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, cell wall, and Golgi bodies. So children, giving you 5 minutes, kindly write down the functions of these all. Hurry up. So children, functions of 3 we have written. ER is here. It store calcium and proteins and it helps in the functioning of transportation. Ribosome, it synthesizes the proteins present in the body. Golgi apparatus, it packs and secrete the proteins. So rest the function of first cell membrane. Can I have the function of cell membrane? What is the function of cell membrane? Yes, Veronica, Samrit, Barira, Aryan.
The function of cell membrane is to provide protection for the cell and its cellular component.
Yes, it provides protection to the cell. That's it. Good. Next, Sarthak Singh Rao, mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the
Ma'am,
cell.
your voice is
Powerhouse of the cell. So powerhouse of the cell में क्या होता है? It provides energy. Mitochondria provides energy to the cell.
ma'am, yes.
Ma'am,
For ER,
perform cellular respiration.
yes.
Perform cellular respiration.
Yes. Next, let's come for the cell wall. What is the function of cell wall in the plant? This is cell. Can you tell me where cell wall is present in which cell? Does it present in animal cell or plant cell?
Plant cell.
Yes, the cell wall is present only in plant cell. What is the reason?
Is present only in.
Yes, what's the function of it?
Ma'am, cell wall
to
provide
protect-
protection
Provides
to the cell
protection to the
and
plant.
prevent from any
Yes.
physical damage.
Yes, it prevent from any physical
Renders
damage to the
mechanical
plants.
strength.
It prevents the plant. It
Renders mechanical
protects.
strength.
Yes, it provides.
Ma'am,
It provides the
temperature.
strength. Yes, you all are
Ma'am,
true. Yes, yeah, Ansh, what are you saying?
it protects from high pressure and high temperature.
Yes, whenever the conditions are unfavorable, cell wall protects the plant. So we have done these functions of it.
Ma'am,
So I
serve
hope-
as food receiver.
Which one?
Ma'am, cell wall.
Yes, that also receive as food. Okay. So children, these are all the functions. Kindly write down. These questions may be there in the exam. Next is, with the help of an example, show the variation of cell. Size and cell of the shape and size of the cell. So how it varies, shape and size. So already you have seen that all cells have different sizes and different shapes are there. So first of all, you can tell about the shape. What is the shape of the bacterial cell, nerve cell, cheek cell? That you have done already. And size of the cell. So size of the cell does not depend upon the shape of the cell. Okay, size may be smaller or bigger. That is, you have read in bacteria, that is the smallest one.
Are usually shaped. Nerve cells are usually shaped like a branch trees.
Yes. And what is the size? You can tell the size of the smallest as well as the largest egg. Which one is that? Which one is the smaller and which one is the larger?
The smallest cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer in bacteria.
Hmm.
And the largest is egg of an ostrich, 170 millimeter to 130 millimeter.
Yes, so you can write down. First of all, you will write about the shape and then you will write about the size about it. Next question number. Why do plant cell have additional layers surrounding the cell wall? Just we have done. You know, plant cell has the additional wall that is known as a
Ma'am,
cell
to
wall.
protect, ma'am, for
Because it
protection.
provides
One,
protection to the
beta,
plant cell.
let one speak first of all, then the other will continue. Yes, Pratyush, and after that Aryan.
Ma'am, it provides protection to the cell.
Okay, now Aryan.
Ma'am, it provides protection from the to the plants.
Protection to the plants. Yes, Ansh, want to say something? It provides a mechanical support. And already I had told during the unfavorable condition, the cell wall helps the plant. Next, number 6. We don't sense any pain when we clip our nails or cut our hair. Why it is so? When you trim
Because
your...
ma'am, because ma'am, that body, ma'am, nails have dead bodies. Ma'am, bodies hoti hain.
These are the dead bodies. Dead skin is there, and we do not cut hair. That are the dead
Ma'am,
skins.
because ma'am, they are made up of dead cells. That's
Yes,
why.
they are made up of dead bodies. नहीं है, dead cells है. They are made up of
Yes, ma'am,
dead
they are made
cells.
of dead cells.
That's why we do not feel any of the pain. So you know, when we trim our hair or trim our nails, we don't feel any pain. Next question number 7. In general, cell size are not related to the size of the organism. This you know already. But however, will there be a difference in the length of the nerve cell in the rat and giraffe? Does it happen? Already we have read that there is no change. There is no relation between the size cell and size of an organism. Yes, Khushi Arora? So क्या nerve cell में difference है? Nerve cell will be different. Khushi is not there, I think. Anybody else can give the answer? Okay, nerve cell will be different in rat and giraffe. Length of the nerve cell or not?
Ma'am, yes.
What? What? Yes.
Ma'am, the length of the nerve cell in a giraffe or a rat are different.
No. Beta, already you have read that cell size are not related. अभी तो आप पढ़ भी रहे हो साथ में. Cell size
Yes,
are not related with the size of the organism. So ये वही चीज तो है. Size of cell is not related with the size of the organism. So size of organism, that does not matter. Whether it is rat or whether it is giraffe, that does not matter. So the length of the nerve cell will be same for rat as well as for giraffe. Next, blood cells, WBCs, white blood cells, can squeeze through walls of blood vessels and get into intercellular space to fight against the germs. Which property allow them to do so? Anyone? Because WBCs change their shape. WBCs are the only cells which can change their shape and they reaches to the place where the diseases hit our body. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. So WBCs can change their shape. Why do parents and doctor get worried if a child get head or spinal injury? Yes. Yes, beta, yes.
Can I tell of white blood cell?
Yes, tell.
White blood cell, like amoeba, can change their shape. This property allows them to squeeze through the walls of blood vessel and get into intercellular spaces to fight against germs.
Yes, good. Next is, why doctors and parents are worried if the child get a spinal or head injury? Why? Why it is so? It's very common question. Why we wear the helmets? Why there is a head, if there is a head injury, why the parents and doctors worry about it? Tell me. First of all, tell me, does it happen or not? Does your parents worry?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So what is the reason behind it? Is there a reason or unnecessarily they are worrying?
Ma'am, it has a reason.
So what can be the reason? If the head injury is here,
the reason?
because the neurons, yes, tell me.
If there is a spinal injury, it may affect the nerve system and the information will not flow to the brain. Also, the spinal cord helps the human to stand still instead of bending. Hence, the doctor and parents get worried when there is a spinal injury.
Yes, spinal or head injury is there because it's very tough. Once there is a problem in the head or the neurons are there,
Because
yes, they can't be repaired. The cells present in the brain, they can't be repaired once they get damaged.